Ladies and gents, boys and girls, happy Monday. Hope you're all doing well. Chris Phillips here, the Daily Crow of the Spurs Up Show, as we embark on yet another week together. A victory Monday after the Gamecocks beat the Vanderbilt Commodores and, most importantly, punch their ticket to bowl eligibility. It feels good to be good. Feels good to be 6-3. And it feels good to be back live once again on the Daily Crow. I see Stephen Borwell Jr., Cocky Twan, Kevin Crossland, John Edwards, Stephanie Lee, Chuck McIntosh, Todd Smith. Super chat. Todd, thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Cody Gaskins, what's going on? Let's see. Travi, William, Hunter Kelly, Todd, Brack, Connor Lee, Rebecca, what's going on? Appreciate you all tuning in. Peyton Lebeau. Also, Stephen Borwell Jr. brings it up. Yes, shout out women's soccer. SEC champions, right? Hey, basketball season is here. Women's basketball begins tonight. They are taking on East Tennessee State at the CLA. Men's season begins tomorrow night. They will take on South Carolina State. So basketball season's here. We're in the heat of football. Great time to be a sports fan. And, of course, it's a great time to be a Gamecock, especially when we're coming off a victory, this victory Monday. Guys, you'll notice the phone lines are closed right now. We are getting Stephen Garcia on the airwaves immediately. So we're waiting on Stephen, trying to squeeze him in here today. Of course, guys, as always, the Daily Crow brought to you by our friends over at Prize Picks. Go download the Prize Picks app. Go to prizepicks.com. When you do, use the promo code TSUS. You're going to receive a 100% deposit match up to $100, guys. So many fans and listeners of the Spurs Up Show and the Daily Crow have made tons of money with our friends at Prize Picks. Again, you can play college sports, pro sports, anything and everything you can think of. And, of course, it's all prop plays. Download the app. Go to their website, prizepicks.com. Use the promo code TSUS at sign up to receive a 100% deposit match up to $100. Be sure to check them out and tell them that Chris from the Spurs Up Show sent you. Also, guys, of course, as always, our Stephen Garcia segment. It's brought to you by our friends at Rebel Rabbit. Rebel Rabbit is a new seltzer company out of Greenville, South Carolina. But, guys, it's not just another hard seltzer. Rebel Rabbit's an alcohol-free, THC-infused high seltzer. Yep, THC-infused. All of Rebel Rabbit's high seltzers are infused with just enough Delta-8 or Delta-9 THC that'll open your mind to an entirely new drinking experience with only 6 grams of sugar and all natural organic flavoring. It's a light, refreshing social tonic that helps you cut back on booze, but not on fun. So, guys, whether you drink alcohol a lot, a little, none, whatever it might be, Rebel Rabbit is the perfect replacement or alternative. Follow the Rabbit for a better way to booze on Instagram at @DrinkRebelRabbit. And, of course, you guys always see the logo in our clips with Stephen Garcia. Follow them on Instagram at @DrinkRebelRabbit, or you can go to their online store at drinkrebelrabbit.com. That's drinkrebelrabbit.com. Check out the store locator to find the closest rabbit hole near you, or you can order online and have it shipped directly to your door. That being said, let's go ahead and get him in here. The Roach King on a Monday. He joins us once again. Roach King, what's going on, my friend? How you doing?
Good, just in the car, man.
Yeah. How's everything going, man?
Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, I got you. What's up?
All right. Not too much, man. Don't think for one second I don't have a Rebel Rabbit in here.
You got the rabbit. I love it. You got the rabbit. We are, of course. Yeah, I'm going to say we are dealing with dealing with some of the SAT hackers. Either way, man, I appreciate you taking the time. I see the cut T-shirt as well, by the way. Shout out to those guys. I know you've been doing great work with them. You're just everywhere, man. You're all over the place.
I'm trying. Huh?
They said you're a man of the people, my guy.
I'm trying, man. I'm trying. All these rebels and the day chasers and all the cuts. I mean, they're trying to get the NIL going. They're trying to find a rebellious kind of guy, and that's me.
That's you, indeed. Stephen, again, we're talking here on this Victory Monday. South Carolina punches their ticket to a bowl game, now sitting at 6-3. Obviously, offensively, that's where I want to start. Spencer Rattler with, I would argue, his best day as a Gamecock. Throws 3 touchdowns, no picks. I thought you saw some more creative play calling, but just talk about what you saw from him, because I know – oh, here we go. Did we lose him? Let's see. We're going to try to get Stephen Garcia back in here. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know if we're having technical issues or Steven did sound like he breathed in some helium or something. I was like, why does he sound a little bit higher pitched than normal? Hold on, we're gonna get him back in here. I don't know what just happened, guys. I'll be totally honest with you. I think Melon is I think Melon's having some major issues today. I don't know. Anyways, guys, appreciate you all tuning in. We're gonna get Steven Garcia back in here in just a second. He's obviously on the road. Got a call. Okay. Steven, what's up, man? Yo.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yeah, what's up? There you go. Yeah.
Yeah,
Hey,
sorry about that, man. Somebody called me.
No, you're good. So I was asking you about Spencer Rattler. Obviously, I would say his best performance as a Gamecock, taking care of the football, 3 TDs, no picks. I know we've talked a lot about, how good Spencer is on the run, his arm talent, but I thought, honestly, man, watching him with a clean pocket, set his feet, I thought that throw to Xavier Legette down the middle of the field, that deep pass, maybe his best throw of the season. Just overall, what you saw from Spencer Rattler on Saturday night. Obviously, it was a Vandy defense that ranked last in pass defense, but the Gamecocks obviously were able to take advantage of it, and thanks to Spencer Rattler's big night. What you just saw from him overall?
No, that's kind of the Rattler that we were all anticipating seeing throughout the entire year. But yeah, I mean, like you said, it is against the worst passing defense in the SEC. But maybe that's the spark. Maybe that's the spark that we needed to have, or that he personally needed to have. Maybe that's the spark that Coach Satterfield needed to have a little bit more confidence in him. That who knows what's going to happen. And I was just thinking in my head, when was the last time that we had a weekend where we won a game and Clemson lost the game in the same week? It's a hell of a Monday to start off the week, man. I love seeing that.
Yeah, dude, for sure. And they got absolutely rocked in South Bend. It was crazy. Again, you look at the offensive side, Steven. I felt like the play calling was much, much more creative, but also the emphasis on getting the football to the playmakers. You have a week against Mizzou. Jaheim Bell has 0 targets. Literally a week later, he has 19 touches in the ball game. You saw Dak Joyner get involved, Josh Vann with a touchdown catch, Xavier Legette, Antoine Wells with a big day. And this was all without Marshawn Lloyd, by the way. All in all, just what you saw from the play calling, the scheme. Again, I feel like you'd probably agree. The emphasis was definitely just get the ball in the hands of your playmakers and let them work.
100%. And I think that's what the frustration was with not only myself, but every other Carolina alum and fan and everything else, is why the hell have we not been doing that all year? Why have we not been doing that since week 1? That's why all the Fire Satterfield, the comments are coming out. Just, why have we not been doing that? Why has Dak not been getting the ball in his hand and making plays, throwing it, running it, catching it? There's just so many questions that, people are and fans are asking. And, I'm really hoping that this was a spark that, everybody kind of gets fired up and we finish the rest of the season on a completely different note offensively than we did, the previous 5 games or 6 games.
Yeah. And now you go into this game, because I won't spend too much time. Obviously, I feel like, Steven, you kind of did what you were expected to do, or what South Carolina expects to do. 14th straight win over Vanderbilt. Death taxes, and the Gamecocks just owning the Commodores. A very well-balanced attack offensively. You ran the football well also. Jaheim Bell, I thought, like a natural back there at running back. And, now you'll see if you get Marshawn Lloyd back. But I'm sure this one hits home for you this week, because it's Florida week, man. And, by the way, I want to make it very clear. Nothing personal, no disrespect to you. The clip I posted this morning, I always posted on Florida Week, the Family Guy,
Family Guy, yeah.
But I'll ask you, how cool was this week for you? Did it? I mean, I know you mentioned for Coach Spurrier, obviously this one hit different for you being a Florida guy. Was this any different of a game? Was the emotions or the preparation any different, or was it kind of just another nameless, faceless opponent?
No, absolutely. Florida, when I was playing, was the number 1 ranked team. They were the Alabama when I was playing, with Tebow and all those other guys. So, especially being from Florida, my uncle played at Florida State. So I've always been a Gator hater, so to speak. So it was always everybody else talks about the Alabama game. But beating Florida in the Swamp was definitely my favorite game of all time playing. So yeah, it's a big week. Me personally, I know Coach Spurrier, obviously he took it personally as well. But yeah, this is a big week, and yeah, I figured that the Family Guy reference was for the University of Florida people, and I would agree with you on that.
The crayon eaters.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, the crayon. Sure. Well, anyway, Gamecocks. I'll ask you this on the Florida side: your thoughts on Anthony Richardson? What do you see from him? Gets a lot of love. You know, a lot of talk as a future NFL guy. You look at the build, you look at the makeup. You know, I think you can definitely see it. But the quarterback battle is really interesting between Spencer Rattler and Anthony Richardson. And on that note as well, you know, when you played Florida, they had the like Debo, and they feature some talented signal callers of their own. And I'm sure that was motivating for you, that you kind of felt like, you know, you go into that game, they're talking about the Florida QB, this, that, and it's like you kind of want to show that, like, I'm going to be the best quarterback on the field on Saturday night. But how that plays in this ball game and your thoughts on Anthony Richardson and his game.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, the guy's a player. There's no doubt about it. Guy can play. I think it was just lighting it up against A&M. I mean, I watched that game and he was just tearing it up. But then there's other games. It's like, what the hell is this guy doing? I don't understand the whole Heisman. I just don't get it. I don't see it. But I mean, the guy's a physical specimen, so it's going to be tough to play against him, especially down there in Gainesville. It's a bitch of a place to play. So I know you guys haven't heard me say that in a few weeks, being in a tough environment. But the Swamp is a tough place to play. And I'm reading some of these comments. I don't know what they're hearing in the background. I don't.
Yeah, dude, it's not you, my guy. It's this Melon platform. I think sometimes just has a life of its own. So we blame the Muschamp hackers. We blame at this point probably the Satterfield hackers. Yeah. Alex McGrath has dealt with this too. I don't know, but either way.
Yeah, I noticed he uses these things too. So I don't know if it's that shit either.
I don't know.
First time using them.
But you know what? Like South Carolina football, we persevere, we push through. No big deal.
That's right.
You know, you look at this game, Stephen, on Saturday. Again, like you mentioned, you got to go to the Swamp. I think one of the intriguing stats, you know, you look, I think maybe the biggest matchups defensively, and I think South Carolina, they're going to have to score 30 plus to win, because you look at Florida, they've been very dynamic offensively. They're 5-0 when they run the ball for 210 or more yards, 0-4 when they don't. South Carolina on the flip side, 6-0 when they get a turnover, 0-3 when they don't, right? But I think this is going to be an offensive game. And so I'll ask you, from the offensive side, I'm sure you want to continue to see the creativity, getting the football in your playmakers' hands, sticking with that. Hopefully you get Marshawn Lloyd back. But you look at Florida defensively, man. I mean, they've been pretty below average. Let's call it for what it is. They've been below average all year. So it feels like this is – maybe you found that spark in Nashville, like you mentioned. This is a defense you should be able to have a good bit of success against. And I think it will take another big day from Spencer Rattler to come out of the Swamp with a victory.
Oh, absolutely. There's no doubt about it. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I watched the A&M game this past weekend, and yeah, they're. I think we definitely can have our way with them, but again, we have to have the same kind of offensive mindset and strategy that we did against Miami this past Saturday. Got to get the ball in the playmakers' hands. Speaking of Lloyd, does anybody know if he's going to be suited up for the game, or is that
Beamer? I think they said they're optimistic he will go. It's not 100%. I mean, you never know, right? But I think they're optimistic he will go.
Good. I mean, that's a big help. Anytime you got a guy like that in your backfield, that definitely is quarterback best friend. But you know, I'd like to see a little bit of Beamer ball come out. I think we're going to need some of that to win down there. A blocked punt, a special teams touchdown like we had against A&M. You know, there's several different things, a couple long field goals, you never know. But special teams, I mean, as we've seen all freaking year, a special teams play can change the entire momentum of the game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's going to be really interesting, man, to see how South Carolina, again, I think it's going to have to be a game where you score in the 30s. Obviously, Florida early is a 9-point favorite in this one, but you know, we saw how little that mattered last year. The Gators were a 20-point favorite, and Carolina blew them out, ran them out of the stadium. So
exactly, yeah. So I'm gonna be making some bets on the cut. I can tell you that.
Going to be putting in some bets on the cut. And people will be playing on the cut, on Prize Picks, everywhere. Bovada probably. I don't know.
For sure. Yeah, I just saw one of the people asking me what I said to the Florida safety. I'm still not able to mention that right now. It'll come out sooner or later. Just not today.
That will be in the book whenever the book comes out.
For sure.
Steven, obviously Florida week, you know, I do want to get, you've talked about it before, but, you know, you played for Coach Spurrier, and you've talked before how this one was a really unique matchup for him. And you said that he was the same guy every week except Florida week. What did you mean by that? Just talk about how Coach Spurrier, just the emotions and sort of how he approached this game.
I mean, I don't want to say that he didn't give a shit about any other team, but that's kind of the vibe that he would sometimes give off. It's like, yeah, we're playing against Vanderbilt, but next week we got Florida. So he's like, yeah, we're going to, kind of take care of Vanderbilt, and then we're on to Florida. We're kind of game planning for Florida the week of the Vanderbilt game, if that makes sense. I'm saying that in jest. I don't think he literally meant to do that, but he's a Florida guy. He coached there, won a Heisman Trophy there, won a national title there. And he obviously got Florida in his blood because he's back there now. So, I just feel like he took that game really to heart. He took that personally. That's the only way to describe it. I feel like he was a lot more on edge during the Florida week than any other game. And that includes Clemson and really any other game.
Steven, I'll ask you this before I get you out of here, because obviously you experienced this in 2010. You guys went down there. I mean, one of the most memorable games, I think, in South Carolina football history. Take down the Gators, the one to punch the ticket to Atlanta to the SEC championship. Is there any better feeling as a player than doing the Gator chomp in the swamp when you're kicking their ass?
Oh, God, it's the best. It is absolutely the best. That was my favorite thing ever, man. Just doing it right in front of them and doing it in front of their fan base and their student section, all those little stupid ass kids. I mean, it was all the shit that they were talking. It's like, yeah, you come out on the field, man. Come on the field and tell me that right now. And then just doing that out there it was awesome. It's indescribable.
Now, actually one last thing, Steven, on the note of Florida week, didn't you mention before in a podcast you got a very interesting? You either had a very interesting recruiting visit or got a very interesting recruiting letter from Urban Meyer in Florida. Is that right? Am I remember that correctly?
Yeah. It was actually during my I think it was my unofficial visit, because I went up there, a couple of times, because they were definitely one of the first schools to kind of really start heavily recruit me. And I went up there for one of the games, and we went out afterwards, up to coach's office, and it was definitely an interesting conversation. It was weird. But after that, I was kind of like, I don't see myself in orange and blue.
Yeah, Urban's an interesting guy for sure. Steven, I appreciate you taking the time, man. It's always a pleasure. I know this one's obviously a big week, a little bit more personal this week as the Gamecocks take on the Gators. 4:00 kick on Saturday. And hey, again, it feels good to be 6-3, going back to a bowl game, and the Gamecocks are down in Tampa. That would be great. A Florida game, specifically a Tampa Bowl game, would be a lot.
Yeah, that'd be awesome, man.
I have to come invade the Roach Ranch. Might have to do it.
Yeah, let me know, man. I'm actually playing golf with Trey Burton tomorrow morning, so I'm gonna talk a little shit. He actually asked if I wanted to go to the game this weekend, so I may sneak up there. Maybe not though. Depends on what the Roach Queen has to say.
The Roach Queen, indeed. Happy Roach Queen, happy life, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, for sure. Steven, it's always a pleasure, man. I appreciate you taking the time. We'll do it again next week for sure.
Absolutely, man. See y'all later.
Yeah, man. Take care. Great stuff from Steven Garcia, guys. I do want to apologize for the technical issues, the sounds. I will say this. These Melon folks, man, I think we're probably going to make the transition to StreamYard. I'm probably going to talk to JC Sherbert. They use StreamYard. They don't have these issues, I feel like. I could be wrong because I don't tune into their show every single day. But, man, that is really – I apologize again for the frog noise, if you will, McGrath's pig, something, whatever. I don't know. Again, I just – when I say thank y'all, you see the mic cutting out. When I say thank y'all that y'all rock and roll with the punches and don't judge us for it. Don't judge us for it. Yeah, Lady Ray, I know who makes Melon. I do. Streamlab. StreamYard is different. StreamYard's a totally different thing. Trust me, Lady Ray, I'm not a rookie in this game. Guys, it's 12:20. Let's go ahead and open up the phone lines. We will take your questions, comments, calls. Obviously, again, it's a Victory Monday here on this Monday, and I appreciate you all tuning in. I want to hear from you all, your thoughts on the game on Saturday. Of course, podcast did drop this morning, episode 724. So full breakdown. Yeah, Brandon, it is live. Yeah, stuff happens when you're rocking live. So, I mean, listen, we jump on a Melon and you just never know, right? If they're having an off day, it is what it is. So let's jump to the phone lines. Hunter, what's up, man? How are you?
I'm doing good. What about you?
I am doing well. Appreciate you asking. What's going on?
Oh, nothing. Yeah, I was just happy that we won. Clemson lost. Alabama lost. Yeah. So I have a question. Who are those two players that were fighting on the field last night at Vanderbilt?
The two players that were fighting on the field. I mean, I know Cam Smith and Will Shepherd got into it a little bit. I mean, I wouldn't. I don't know if I'd.
Game because I just can't remember his name.
I don't remember anybody getting kicked out. I mean, I don't. Are you talking about the end of the half or?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I don't remember, man. I didn't recall anybody getting kicked out of the game. But
well,
yeah,
probably not kicked out. I was probably overreacting on that. But
yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, I feel like the game could have been a lot better. I mean, obviously Vanderbilt, I can't believe we actually let them score points on us. But I mean, a win is a win. I mean, Spencer Rattler definitely needs to throw a lot faster, instead of having to run on third down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, listen. Overall, like you mentioned, the Gamecocks covered. You win by double digits. It's you did what you hoped and expected to do. The second half for me left a lot to be desired. And you know what's funny, man? You mentioned at the top of your call about Clemson losing. I feel like a lot of the reason that folks didn't, I don't really feel like, and you know what? Y'all can correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think Gamecock fans hardly paid attention to the second half because I think most people were watching Clemson lose their ball game. I think that Clemson losing their game distracted from our poor play in the second half because our game dragged, right? I mean, our game absolutely dragged in the second half. And, we were at Carolina Ale House and we had every game on the Carolina game, or every TV, on the Carolina game, except for one TV. And, to say this is wrong, but, you have cheering and going crazy when Notre Dame was scoring. And I understand it's Carolina Vandy, right? It's not the high profile matchup, but I think it distracted away from, and you had Alabama LSU, as somebody points out, but I think it distracted away from, I mean, dude, you got outscored by Vandy 13-7 in the second half. Like, it was a sloppy second half of football. Absolutely.
Shepherd caught the ball down the field and caught that touchdown, and I was just like, there's no way it's just got to end like this, man. It was just hard to watch. I switched it back to the LSU game because there's no way I could keep watching that.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, again, the fourth quarter was brutal. But all in all, again, you get the win. Find some joy, as Coach Beamer would like to say. So a win's a win's a win. I mean, again, you win by double digits. You the 30,000 foot view, man. I mean, you're 6-3. I mean, how could you not be giddy? And I'm obviously giddy here on this Monday to be, happy that Carolina is going to be going bowling. Selfishly from the content creator perspective, I'm ecstatic to have a bowl game to cover, to go to create content around and to talk about. And, we get to share and watch the Gamecocks for another game right in the postseason. You're going to have an opportunity to, at minimum, match your win total. No matter what happens the rest of the way out, you're going to have an opportunity to match your win total from last year, which, I think would be a success. But, all in all, a great first half. I think the second half did leave some things to be desired. Great first half. It was great to see some offensive creativity. Great to see your playmakers actually touch the football and get the ball. Guys like Jaheim Bell, stuff like that. But, yeah, I mean, all in all, good win, and you move on to Florida. So
yeah, I mean, I don't care if it's Vanderbilt or Troy. I mean, I'm just glad we got a win. And on to Tennessee next, after Florida. I'm hoping it's going to be a night game because I really want to upset Tennessee because I'm tired of this. My brother-in-law talking so much freaking shit about South Carolina. Yeah, they were number one for like 4 days, and they lost to Georgia, which I'm ecstatic about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we will find out. We will find out pretty soon, my guy. I think within the next 10 minutes or so.
You know what time that starts?
I don't know what time Carolina, Tennessee. I'm saying we're going to find out here in the next 10, 15 minutes. They're going to announce it pretty shortly. So.
Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. Sounds good. I'm not going to talk your ear off.
Hunter, I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much for the call.
No problem.
Yeah, yep. Great stuff. Yeah. Great stuff. Guys, let me do something real. I'm going to refresh this. Maybe it's going to work now. I don't know. We're having technical issues on this side. Okay, we're going to try this again. Sorry, guys. Just trying to refresh things on my end. Sat hackers are killing us. Absolutely killing us here on a Monday. But all right, we're good. We're rocking. We're rolling. Hopefully things are good. Hopefully things are good. Again, sorry about that, guys. Apologize for the technical issues, technical difficulties. We're going to be getting off the Melon platform. This thing is annoying. We have too many technical issues. Yeah. Muschamp hackers ruining Victory Monday. I don't know. I don't know. When it works, it's great, but we have too many. Too often do we have technical issues, in my opinion. And I mean, there it goes again, just cutting out, mic cutting out. I don't know. Tough day. I will be giving Melon feedback. I've still got a StreamYard account too, so yep, I've still got a StreamYard account. So, anyways, guys, taking your questions, comments, calls. Phone lines are open 843-790-3377. That is 843-790-3377. Let's see. Let me ask you this. Those that tune into JC Sherbert and those guys' show, Inside the Gamecocks, do they ever have technical issues like we do? I'm asking because, again, I've used StreamYard before, and I know that's what they use. Eric Reese, can you use OBS? I think that would even make it worse, my guy. I think it'd be just more complex, more difficult. I mean, this Melon platform is supposed to be really, really good, and it is when it works, like I said. But I don't know, man. Too often. I mean, I'm asking the a lot, but like that cutting out bullshit like that just happened. It's very annoying. So we're gonna try to make it through this Monday. But there's a good chance I think I might switch back to StreamYard because I tell you, I don't recall ever having these type of issues when I was on StreamYard. I don't know. Because I used to use them. I used to use StreamYard. Anyways, guys, we're going to continue to rock. I want to hear from you. 843-790-337. Let's jump back to the phone lines here. Aaron, what's up, man? How are you?
Oh, I'm chilling. You know, I fly into Gainesville on not Wednesday, Thursday. I think I land. I'm staying like not even a mile away from the stadium. A freaking Holiday Inn costs $450. That's highway robbery. Anyway, you know, Gamecocks win this weekend. Offense plays a lot better. 31 points in the first half, and a win is a win. The doom and gloom situation, whether the doom and gloom that Savell Newton was talking about, and I don't think it's all doom and gloom. It's just some of the stuff. It's not sustainable. Just the way that they continue to win. Of course, if you win the turnover battle, of course you're going to win. I think if you block a punt, if you block a punt or kick, I think that puts you in the 90th percentile to win that game. But I'm just I saw somebody in the thread wrote they got better each game, and that's I shouldn't say that's ridiculous, but this team had the wins this year are all that great, but we aren't going to remember that at the end of the year, you know?
Right.
I,
Now, look, yeah, I was going to say we know the identity of this team, right? We do know the identity of this team. We have to win in the defensive and special teams facets of the ball game to have any sort of success. I mean, you look at the game against Vandy on Saturday night. We won the game by 11 points, and we won the turnover margin 4-1. I mean, you know, the numbers tell you South Carolina is 6-0 when they force a turnover, and they're 0-3 when they don't. Right? We are not some offensive juggernaut, and in games where we have to go mano-a-mano, right? With our, it's not going to end well. It's not going.
and that's what I'm saying. The model to win, like, what game outside of Charlotte, SC State, and not even Georgia State, in what game did they put all three phases of football together? And this, you remember, I always ask this. I always ask this question. Like, what's the best win? What's the best win? Out coaching the other coach. Like Texas A&M is gonna Texas A&M every 90% of the time is gonna vastly come into Columbia, or Columbia is gonna go into College Station. Texas A&M is gonna have time. Mark Stoops is just a better coach than Shane Beamer right now. That's just what it is. Florida is going to have more talent. Tennessee is going to have more talent. So South Carolina is going to have to supersede. It's going to have to out-coach, out-recruit that other sideline. And you can't see that happening week in and week out. 'Cause I can't see it happening. I just want to see. I want to see a team put all three phases of the football game together, and build on top of that. Because I don't think I don't think. But like I said, it's just us talking about it on the radio.
Yeah.
And these other guys that are going out there and doing it.
Yeah, I mean, point, Aaron. I to your point, I the majority of this fan base is quote unquote doom and gloom, like some people want to label them. I think Gamecock fans, from what I can see, are very happy to be 6-3 right now. I mean, all things considered, how could you? Anyways, yeah, go ahead. So,
the year at the beginning of next year, you're not going to remember what was going on with Kentucky or Texas A&M.
Right.
You're just going to see. You're not going to remember that. The wins are all you remember. But we're hoping that South Carolina is ascending to a division championship, an SEC championship. We've totally wasted Spencer Rattler, and that's what I thought would get this team over the hump, because Spencer Rattler was just an outrageous freaking talent, and I'm just so surprised we wasted that. But he still has 3 more games to go. He could put it all. He could put it all together and win these next 3 games. Now, I wouldn't bet on it, but he could. He could. I really just want to see solid football on all three phases. I would really like to see Shane Beamer like totally out coach, out scheme the other sideline. Maybe that's not his thing. Maybe he's the CEO type that we've been asking for as a fan base. Try to copy the model of Clemson. But I'm just hoping to see better football because it's not winning long term. Winning long term in that fashion, I don't believe it's sustainable. But I'm gonna get off the phone and I'm gonna listen to it and see what you think.
Yeah, Aaron. Much. Great stuff. Okay, we are going through it today, folks. We are dealing with the hackers. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, we are dealing with the hackers to this is about as extreme as it's gotten. Anyways, I just reset things. We'll try to continue to rock. Appreciate Aaron for the call. I will say this, his comments about Spencer Rattler. The season's obviously been very, very disappointing. Let's jump to the phone lines.
Today, I thought we got the visit. It was not easy to get saved, but I was impressed, Chris. But man,
Hey, dub's a dub. That fast start to victory, but but great win either way.
hey Chris, the defense is we got Chris.
Right.